Good morning and welcome to another episode of NASCAR Northern Style. I'm genius personified and she's not. Just kidding, of course. Not really. Rob Hahn with Christy Love. Good to have you along on Father's Day weekend. Thank you. You can wish me a happy Father's Day. And to the rest of the dads out there.
You know what? I'm wondering if it is that for the kids at your house.
It might not be so happy. Aren't you nice? What's on the table today?
Is it a happy day at Dad's at home with Father's Day? Did you get anything?
Well, not yet.
Oh,
Since
yeah,
I got,
tomorrow.
I patiently wait. I'm not going to dig into the gifts early.
Okay.
Might get a lump of coal, maybe two.
Yes.
We'll see.
That's true. I must be excited about it. I had you getting gifts already.
That's right. Now you got me really, all the excitement's truly pent up.
I think I should make a mention that on his paper here, there are arrows that point to me. I'm not sure if this is so you can remember I'm sitting here or...
Well, this one, why don't you just read my trip notes here, huh? With the arrows pointing at you.
I can't say that on television.
You could edit it.
Not even cable.
Who in the heck is she? And what is she doing here? The two questions that we ponder on a weekly basis here on NASCAR Northern Style.
I just think it's funny that he actually has to make arrows toward me. Here I am.
You were almost late to start today's show. Next time you're late, I'm taking it all by myself.
Whatever.
I'm getting in the driver's seat and going. Now, I understand that one of my many fans left you a note on your car the other night at Elko Speedway. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm a little freaked by that, I have to tell you, because how in the heck do they know which car is mine in a parking lot full?
Stalkers.
How do they know? And why in the heck do they...
What did the note say? Maybe you could share it with our audience.
It told me I should feel very lucky to have such a wonderful host. And I took it to the front door and I said, I'm sorry, someone put this note on my car and I don't think they meant for it to be on mine. Someone else must be. They got to be talking about something else, don't they?
No, I thought you told me it said Rob Hahn is the greatest, don't forget it.
No, it said
It was something along that line? Oh,
no.
Okay.
No, it just said my co-host.
See, I have so many fans I can't control them.
There's no control.
All right, here we are, June 17th. A little later in the show, we'll talk to Thundercar drivers Jerry Thompson. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that? That's kind of how Jerry talks. He's all fired up. Hey, Christy, it's great to have you. Tanya, love you. Love your show, Tanya. All right, Jerry Thompson will join us, and then Ray Sandgren. He's not just Ray Sandgren, he's Ray Sandgren. Or if he's in a boxing mood, he could be Sugar Ray Sandgren. He's Jerry's teammate, and we'll talk to both of them later in the show.
And we just came off of our first All Jacked Up Friday. Very exciting stuff. We've just completed our first round of midget wrestling.
You and I have been waiting for that for how many weeks now? Finally, it's occurred.
Say it again. And then they also had their first round of the tug of war. So
maybe that's what you and I should do at the next All Jacked Up Friday. A tug of war and midget wrestling. I'm not sure we quite qualify for midgets, but maybe mental midget wrestling.
Maybe if we go on our knees. You know how Tim Conway used to do that on his knees?
That's what we call TMI.
Too much
info.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh, I got that. There's also a bunch of really
Among
cool...
other things, I am the king of the acronyms, so every now and then I'll throw in some that might not make any sense to you. And
I'm so tired of finding out what you're king of every single time we're here. I mean, it's like, what aren't you king of?
That's a good question. I'll ponder that while you're going over your cheat sheet there.
We need these.
We do. July 1st.
Yeah. It's the next eve of destruction for everybody that isn't a big fan of those, which the place packs.
Yeah, it's going to be a great 5-day period, in fact, for Elko Speedway. Friday night, eve of destruction on the 1st.
And they have a huge fireworks display.
Yep, a regular night of racing, then the following night, which is the 2nd. And then on the 5th...
the 5th, we have the Nextel Cup drivers.
Nextel Cup
and
night.
We have 3 right now that we've told them about, and there's a few more we're not.
In fact, you got off the phone right before we took air with the track, and they think they have these 3 others signed, but are so trustworthy of us that they wouldn't give us the names.
They are signed. They just didn't want to tell us.
Now, the 3 who are signed are Joel Kaufman, who will be bringing his Speed Channel television crew with him. John Andretti, obviously from a great lineage of race drivers from the Andretti family, not the direct family, but spin-off of it, cousin, I think.
Those of us that don't even know anything about racing or are learning know that name.
That's excellent.
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
And David Stremme. So there's, to kind of wet the whistle and, create some expectation for the 5th, July 5th at Elko Speedway. There are 3 of the drivers who will be part of Nextel Cup night.
And I think there's something that you're dying to talk about, right? July 29th?
Yeah, we don't want to jump ahead too much, but I'm very excited about Matt Kenseth's visit because, as we've said in previous episodes over the last couple of weeks, he, a former Cup champion, will come to Elko on July 29th, not just to sign autographs, not just to shake hands with people like you and me and the fans, but he's actually going to race. And not just in a, little match race. He's going to be there in not one, but two super late model features racing against our local guys.
Did anyone notice that he said not to jump too far ahead, not to say too much, but blah, 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 blah?
I'm trying, I've been told by certain people who know me well that I should manage my expectations.
Oh.
So I'm trying not to get, too far ahead of myself here.
Well, I just thought that was funny because, for somebody who wasn't really going to talk about it, you really did.
And there's a slight chance that if we can dig up our old archival footage, that we will see video leading up to Matt Kenseth's visit of the time that Howard Carcel interviewed him, the same year that Kenseth was en route to his first Cup title, NASCAR Cup title.
Is that you?
No, it's Howard Carcel. Do you think I would ever wear a stupid yellow blazer and have some cigar hanging out of my hand?
You have a stupid green one.
Well, in time I will wear that on the show, but there's a time and place for everything.
And I can't imagine when that will be.
We're managing expectations now. So, we have set the table for today's show. Ray Sandgren, Jerry Thompson, and others when we come back on NASCAR Northern Style.
Thanks for coming back and joining us again. We're here on NASCAR Northern Style.
Managing expectations today, right?
Yes. I need to manage you. How can I do that?
You can't. I'm out of control.
You are completely. And you're going to be talking.
Speaking of out of control, yeah, Jerry Thompson, Thundercar driver. He's logged a couple feature wins already this year, so maybe not so out of control. Atop or close to the top of the points. When we shot the interview, let's roll tape and see what Jerry had to say. There is never a dull moment when we put you on camera, so it's almost with some hesitation that I do.
Well, I'm sorry, but yes, we won again, didn't we?
You did, a couple of weeks ago, your first win of the year, feature win in the Thundercar division. Is it fair to ask you how it compares to the other feature wins over the past couple of years?
It's not as exciting as the first one, but all wins are very, very exciting for me and my crew that's worked very hard this year.
However, there was a first in this year's, and that's that it was the first in which the asphalt assassin, Mike Felixberger, had been your crew chief.
Yes, that's true, and I hope there will be many more, and this will be maybe the first year we won the championship with Mike Felixberger.
So far this season, what have you learned from him?
The car setups, be a little bit more patient. I don't know if patience and the asphalt assassin go in the same word, but I've been a little bit more patient, maybe a little bit more aggressive when I needed to. And
well, I was going to ask you about that opening night in a heat race. I know people are a little anxious, but there you are racing side by side with your teammate, Ray, and I thought the two of you are going to wreck coming down the front stretch as you thought about going three wide.
Well,
and that's patience?
Ray is my best friend, but when we come on the track, I'm here to win, not to play second. And I don't want to piss anybody off, but
I'm sure you've never done that before.
No, I've never had anybody want to visit me in the pits afterwards. That's unprofessional.
This is your fourth year in the Thundercar division. What made you want to get into racing? Because this was the first class you basically jumped into.
That's true. We had started out racing quarter midgets many years ago, and then one night I brought Ray out here, and he kept on saying, we can do this, we can do this. And I said, shut up or put up, so he bought a bomber car, and I was his crew chief, and we went racing. And this car came available, and I thought I'd be a better driver than a crew chief. And I know they both go hand in hand. We're doing real good this year.
Talk about the relationship that you and Ray, we're referring, of course, to Ray Sandgren.
Yes.
Tell us about the relationship that you have as teammates, as friends, as drivers.
Ray gets our cars looking beautiful every year like he does. I do the mechanics in the beginning of the year. He lives in Wisconsin, I live in Minnesota, so we already got a clash there. But we try and help each other out as much as we can during the race, at the track. But during the race, I'm not going to let him beat me, or anybody else for that matter.
That's pretty good. A couple weeks ago, Roger Meyer picked up his first ever feature win in a Thunder car.
Yeah, congratulations, Roger.
We've talked a lot about that, but I'm curious, you got yours 2 years ago. Do you still remember it?
I sure do. It was my daughter's birthday, and we won on that night, and she was riding in the pace truck that day. So that was the best feeling ever when I was trying to race her and pass the pace truck.
And then strangely enough, you won on her birthday again last year.
That's true, so the pressure is really on for July 30th this year. Knock on wood or sheet metal.
I could knock on wood right here, okay? Let's talk, you mentioned the championship as one of your goals this season. What will it take to get you to that spot at the end of the season?
Well, we need to finish in the top 10 with 5 races to go with their chase for their cup. My goal is just, the car's working great. We're working more on the driver. Number 22, that's right, number 1. It's always great and pleasure to seeing you, Rob.
Good to see you. Never, like I told you, a dull moment with Jerry Thompson on camera.
Never. You are absolutely right. The guy's he's a bundle of joy.
Nor is there ever a dull moment when his teammate, Sugar Ray Ray Sandgren, is on camera. And we'll hear from him right after this. It's NASCAR Northern Style.
And we're back here again on NASCAR Northern Style. We're going to send it and go check it out, see what's going on with Mr. Ray Ray Sandgren.
We, of course, have already heard from the number 22, Jerry Thompson. This is his cohort in crime. You're like, we're aiding and abetting felons today, I think.
That's right, that's right. It's all about aiding and abetting, you know. I mean, we're out here to have fun, right? Out here to be a little bit crazy. Not maybe as crazy as Crazy Jerry, but, you know, we're out here to do what we got to do, you know. And we're going to see what we can do tonight.
And we should make it clear to the viewers, it's not just Ray, it's Ray Ray Sandgren.
Ray Ray Sandgren, yeah, you betcha. You got that right, yeah.
Just in case we forget your first name, you know,
No,
for
you
extra
can't never forget that.
emphasis.
Yeah. Got to have it be Ray Ray, you betcha.
So the season so far, how would you assess it?
Well, we're 11th in the points. We're hanging in there. We're out here to fight as hard as we can. There's just so many doggone guys that are good out here, you know, but I think we got a place for it, and hopefully we can be top 10 this year.
Pretty good class, I would say, almost in some ways the premier class of racing here at Elko Speedway.
I think it is probably one of the strongest classes out here, you know. The field is so big and a lot of good drivers, and I think it makes a lot of good racing action.
You mentioned one of your goals is to be in the top 10, not only at the end of the season, but I presume with 5 races to go, then you can kind of be in the chase for the points.
Be in the chase, that's a big thing, yeah.
It's kind of a cool setup. I think it could work out well.
Yeah, Elko's really doing a lot out here for us, you know, and with this golden hour and everything, and trying to get us to, you know, have the fans be out here with us and get to know us better, you know, because we sure want to get to know them better, so.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the golden hour. I know there have been some critics. I, for one, I'm sure it will come as a surprise, am not a critic of it. I think it's a great opportunity to do away with qualifying, which really did nothing for me in the past, and give all different types of drivers and classes a chance to get out and mingle with the fans.
Well, you know, you really got to understand that, you know, we're all spending pretty good sized money out here, no matter if you're street stock or if you're late model. And, you know, I think we really all need the opportunity to interface with the fans and get close to them, and hopefully they can get close to us, and everybody can kind of enjoy the show a whole lot better, you know.
Give me, as you look back on your career in the Thundercar division, give me your best moment.
My best moment was winning the Fall Festival of Speed, driving a street stock bomber class car, and
how about the worst moment?
Crashing on the straight stretch here and having a good hard week's worth of work.
I think I remember that one. Is that the one where you had to sit in the infield and wait for them to take you down to the pits after the race?
I did, yeah, that was it. Yeah, Rob, you remember.
Let's get in back to this season real quickly. You said the goal is to finish in the top 10.
Absolutely.
What will it take, do you think, outside of having enough points, obviously, to make sure you're in the top 10?
Charging hard, charging real hard. And if you're going to just ride, you're not going to get anywhere. You got to come out here and you got to charge hard.
Well, good luck the rest of the season.
Well,
Hope to talk to you again.
You betcha. All right, take care.
That was a great interview, Rob, with Ray Sandgren. I think the man has quite a history.
Just like you.
I don't know about that. His history is nothing like mine.
See, who is this lady and what is she doing here? Sorry. Go ahead.
We'll be back in just a minute.
Back on NASCAR Northern Style, I'm Rob Hahn with
I'm Christy Love.
Christy Love. That's Christy with a C. Got that right. CHR, something like that. And we've come to the time in the show that we call Mystery Racing Theater, because you're out doing something, but you're not going to tell me about it
I'm
ahead
not
of time.
telling. It's a surprise.
So we'll just go to it?
It's a big surprise. And
Let me check my pulse to see if I'm excited or not, or if I even have one.
I've been thinking the same thing for weeks.
Blonde on blonde.
So we'll go check it out. I'm here with Rick. Rick, do you have any idea how many years Elko Speedway's been open?
41?
Yeah, 41. Go figure. I told him. This is Dick. Dick, do you have any idea how many years Elko Speedway's been open?
A good 40.
Are you enjoying yourself tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. We're gonna go see who else knows how many years this place has been open.
Okay.
Okay. What's your names, girls?
Mindy and Kelly.
Which one are you?
I'm Kelly.
Okay.
I'm Mindy.
Okay, very good. I've been asking people if they know how long Elko Speedway's been open. Do you know how long?
About 30 years, 40 years. No, actually 50. It's a long time.
If you have enough to drink, it could be 100.
That's right. No, I think it's been like 30 something.
Actually, it's been 41, but who's counting? Who do you have racing out here?
And Chase Weber, Jason Novak, and Robert Asman. And Mike Mazzaros. Mike Mazzaros?
So you're here supporting friends. That's very cool of you. This is Liz. She's doing probably what my favorite job would be if I was here doing something else. Liz, do you have any idea how long Elko Speedway's been open?
I think around like 25 years ago.
Now, that's a pretty good guess for somebody who's what, 18? 16. See? Stacy, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, maybe you will know this, and if you don't, guess what? We'll teach you something today. Do you have any idea how long Elko Speedway's been open?
50 years? 51 years?
Oh, she's so close. It's 41, but good guess.
Thanks.
Now, do you date a Ryan, do you not?
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't air this because you should know that?
Yeah. We don't want to.
Well, guess what? I work for Mr. Ryan, and I didn't know. So this is Kate Ryan. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi, Dad. your dad will be watching. You know, he has to make sure that we don't swear. Listen, I had some ice cream just a few minutes ago, and I'm not quite buzzed enough. I'm going to go for the donuts now. But I am going to ask you a question first because I find myself talking faster every minute. Do you know how long Elko Speedway's been open?
25 years. Is that how long?
No.
How long?
41 years.
Oh my gosh.
How long's Dad owned it? Probably 25, right?
No, I think 6, 7, 6 years.
It looks great. Don't you think the place is looking great?
He did a great job.
Dad's doing a good job. Dad knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Hard worker.
He is. And the girls asked, if I'm not mistaken, you asked if you could set up some donuts once, and you all are making a killing out here, are you not?
We have a competition going on with the ice cream machine.
So come on and visit Kate anytime you want to. This is where the donuts are. Matt, I need to know, do you have any idea how long the track has been open?
I would say probably 23 years.
Last year was their 40th anniversary, so it's now been 41 years. 41 years. So this is who you need to come visit when you're here at Elko Speedway. You need a cocktail, Matt's your guy. And don't forget to tip him.
We are back on NASCAR Northern Style. Never a dull moment, either on or off the air.
Never.
Tell us about the Speedway
Make it quick,
Club.
whatever you do.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the Speedway Club is underneath the grandstand, and it is so quickly coming about. Every time I'm out there, I'm like, I mean, there was nothing, and then suddenly there's all this stuff going on. The banquet facility and everything will be ready by August 1st. They plan on having it open for weddings and boat shows, car shows, you name it. And I think they'll bring bands in. We've talked about that in the past.
Geez, might Boogie Wonderland play there?
Yes, only when they're having a really special occasion.
What, are you going to open for Rob Bob and the Flannels?
Who's that? Is that your
We'll
band?
just have to wait and see.
Right, perfect.
I'm getting the band back together again.
Yeah.
Nextel Cup Night, as we've said, is July 5th. It's never too early to get your tickets. VIP passes are already on sale at the track. You can check out the website, elkospeedway.com, or simply pick up your phone. A novel concept, I know, to actually call someone in this day and age.
I wish more people would do it. I'm so tired of emails.
952-461-7223, which is race, for those of us who are literate in the audience. I think
Right.
that kind of excludes you and me, but that's all right.
I had trouble with it at first. Don't take any offense to that.
All right. I think we've used up our allotted time.
I hope
The
so.
clock is ticking. It's like a time bomb waiting to explode here. She's Christy Love. I'm Rob Hahn. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week on NASCAR Northern Style.
Bye-bye.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of NASCAR Northern Style. I'm Rob Hahn with my alter ego or evil twin or something like that, Christy Love.
The better looking half of this.
Well, you keep telling
duo.
yourself that, and I'm sure you can delude yourself of the truth at some point in time. We have a big show for you today. Big show.
We do.
We'll take a trip to Jacob Gady, the number 72 late model. We'll take a trip to his shop in New Germany, Minnesota. Where is New Germany? I think I have to get out the road atlas to find that.
New Germany. Somebody said near Chaska.
Right next to Old Germany, right? Also later, I think time permitting, we'll talk with sportsman rookie Nick Mergic. We spoke with him earlier in the season. We'll catch up with him, see how the season's going so far. I think you and I made a little bet on how long it would take him to either get his first win or first top 5 finish.
I've won, right?
I'm sure I won.
No.
We're still getting feedback,
You're not
incidentally,
allowed to win anything.
Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was telling you that we continue to get interesting feedback to last week's show, during which I drove a late model and you kind of putzed around or puttered around the
What
track.
were you, like a whole mile faster than I was? That was
I'm
it.
sure it was a whole mile
1
faster.
mile. I don't think it was much more than that, mister.
Seconds around, yeah.
Did you just hear the producer? It was 26 to 24.
I was being
Ooh.
nice for once. All right, well, we've told you what's coming up. Stay with us, huh? In spite of Christy. We'll be back right after this. One of the things we're doing this week on NASCAR Northern Style is checking back with some of the drivers we interviewed early in the season and kind of getting their report card on how the season has gone so far. Joining us now, 15-year-old rookie in the sportsman division, Nick Mergic. How would you say your season's gone so far?
Well, so far it's not bad. I mean, my main goal is to keep the car in one piece, and I did that pretty well until a couple weeks ago, but we got it back together, and I'd say I'm doing pretty good. I'm staying with the pack at least, and getting top 5s, so.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Staying with the pack, top fives. As we film this, you're 8th in points, so most likely, barring a major problem, if you haven't clinched already, you'll be in the chase for the championship, which was one of the goals that you enumerated at the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm 8th in points. I should be locked in unless something bad happens, like you said.
Now that you've had, a chance to get a couple months of racing under your belt in a sportsman, and as you look back on the first part of the season, what have been some of the biggest surprises, things you really didn't expect at all?
Well, it's harder than it looks, and it always is, but they got a lot more power than it seemed like once you get the cars running better.
Do you feel that you're in a position, as we move toward the end of the season, to vie for a victory?
Well, the car's been getting better, and we went out Thursday to get a little more practice, and we actually got it running with the good guys, I guess you could say, this last week, so hopefully everything goes right for us one of these nights.
How's your dad been taking the whole season? Your season, not so much his.
Well, he's actually thought we've been doing pretty good for a rookie. I mean, we've kept the car clean and haven't got into too much trouble yet, so he's just liked the fact that I've been a smooth driver. One
of the themes that we're kind of addressing over and over on this show today is the new point system, which will wad up the top 10, separating them, by a point, working your way, 1 through 10, and then you'll earn regular points from there through the rest of the season. A new system similar to the chase for the Cup that Nextel Cup has. I think it has the potential of being very exciting down the stretch. As a rookie driver, what are some of your thoughts in it?
Well, it's really good for me to get the beginning of the season to get my car set up right and just hanging in there, and then the last 7 races just come out and do my best, see how well I can do in the chase.
Starting to get ready to go back to school?
No, I don't want to.
What are you this year? Must be a freshman, sophomore, something like that?
Sophomore.
You're getting old. Soon you'll have your driver's license.
Yeah, that's January, so.
Think you'll pass the test?
I hope so. I really do.
So do I, for your sake. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but I think when Christy Love and I were talking on an earlier episode this season, I predicted that you would actually win a feature by the end of the year, and I expect you to make me proud.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, I really do. I want to win one pretty bad too, but just got to have things go right for me.
Real good. Thanks for joining us on the show again. Nick Murgic, the 15-year-old sportsman rookie. We're back right after these.
Hi, I'm Christy Love here with Jacob Gady. That's correct, right?
Yep, that's
Okay, I've been having trouble with your last name all the time. Tell me how old you are.
I'm 21.
Ooh, he's a young one. Okay, tell me about how your season's going.
It started out real well. We won the first 2 features, and we also got another one a few weeks later. Right now, I think we're 3rd in points. It's going okay. We've been off a little bit the last month or so, but I think we're getting it back, and hopefully we'll be up front again tonight.
Tell everybody what kind of car you drive.
The body's a Monte Carlo, but it's a left-hander chassis.
Tell me what that means.
That's the chassis manufacturer where the car was built from.
So tell me, where are you planning on going with this? Do you want to race in NASCAR, or is this just kind of just a hobby, or what are you doing with this?
Well, I'd like to race at the next level or whatever, but we'll just kind of see what happens. We're gonna keep plugging away at this locally stuff, and maybe we can get some more sponsorship. And Lake Town Electric is helping us out a lot, and maybe we can go on and do some traveling next year and move up the ladder a little bit.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me, are you planning on winning tonight, or are we just going to go out there and have some fun?
No, we're planning on winning. That's what we come to the track to do, is win. So.
Good answer.
Yep, for sure.
I knew that was the answer. I was just going to make sure you knew.
All right. Yeah,
I think
know.
the team needs to make sure you know too.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob, it was really nice meeting you, and I understand we're going to go to your shop now and check out a little bit about what happens there.
Yeah, that's what I hear, and we'll have to clean it up a little bit so it looks a little bit respectable, but yeah, we're going to see you out there.
Okay, good, because I'm very critical of house cleaning.
All right. We're going to have to clean her up then.
What's the coolest thing about your shop?
We have a hoist. I don't know. There's a TV in there.
What's a hoist?
We can lift the car up.
Oh, I knew that. Okay, so we're going to head out to the shop, and we'll be back here on NASCAR Northern Style.
I suppose we could talk a little racing, since this show allegedly once in a while is about racing. What we've seen this year with, I think, 3 feature wins so far at the time that we tape this is what I would consider a very positive and natural progression of your talents as a driver.
Yeah, the year started out really great with 3 feature wins, and we're past midway, but hopefully we can get a couple more here. Actually, we won 1 at Raceway too, so got 4. A lot of racing left to go this year, and hopefully we can get some more.
At this point of the season, what are you and your team most focused on?
Trying to get the car work better. I mean, we need to be faster, and that's the main thing. I mean, you can't just luck into stuff. You need good working equipment, and that's what we're trying to focus on, is getting the car to work and run up front.
Outside of going faster, and I don't want to seem like we're dwelling on the negative, but at this point of the season, are there 1 or 2 things that you haven't really hit upon or accomplished that you thought you would have done so by this point?
Well, we're mainly just trying to be more consistent this year than last year. I mean, last year went good, and this year started out really good, and then we had a few bad nights, and then last week we hit the wall, and that was another bad one.
Yeah, that's not too good when that happens.
No, the wall's hard and doesn't move. The car tends to bend. But other than that, I mean, we're just trying to run up front and be more consistent.
What is it, would you say, or maybe it's a multiple of things with Donnie Reavers here and at Raceway Park as well? He seems to set the bar really high for other drivers to attempt to follow. Some do sometimes, but arguably not as consistently as he does.
Yeah, he's got both tracks figured out this year really well. I don't know. He's got it going, and everyone else is trying to play catch-up, I think, and that works in his favor too, I think. And everyone's kind of more worried about him than focusing on their own stuff. And you need to get back and work on your own stuff and make it faster, and don't worry about what he's doing.
The veteran Jeff Martin pits next to you. He took a year off. He's back racing full-time this year. He put his car in victory lane a couple weeks ago. What's it been like pitting next to someone who's had so much success here at Elko?
It's okay. Actually, my first few years we pitted next to Jeff too, and last year was one of the first years we haven't. But he's helped me out a little bit.
Has it gotten to a situation where you're helping him occasionally as well?
No, I don't think so. We don't share too much information, but...
Well, how generous of you. Jeez, whatever happened to share and share alike?
Yeah, I don't know. At the beginning of the year, we were running good, and he was kind of struggling, but he was just trying to get back into it too, I think. Now he's running good, and we're off a little bit, but I don't know. We haven't shared too much stuff. I think we're quite a bit different on car setup, and our stuff doesn't really go back and forth, it seems like. But
all right, that's probably enough racing for now, because I understand that Christy's going to make a tour of your shop, and that should be very interesting.
Yeah, it will. Everybody will see what we work out of and what it's like.
I might even come along just to steal some secrets and then share them with our audience, since you're not willing to share anything with us or anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think we have any secrets. Otherwise, we'd be winning every week too, but maybe we need to find some.
All right, we'll catch up with you again in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thanks.
Hi, we've made it here to the shop right here on NASCAR Northern Style. I'm with Jacob Gady, and it's you and me, and we have some ambiance in the background. We brought some crickets along just for some musical notes. I'm gonna expect you to sing along soon.
I don't think that'll be happening.
Tell me where you are on the point standing right now.
I think I'm in fourth, or I think me and Conrad are real close right now, either third or fourth, right around there.
And I know Conrad. Conrad's a friend. And you're much younger, so you should be kicking his butt right now.
Yeah, he's been fast here the past few weeks.
Well, you supposedly drive the secret weapon. You want to tell me about that?
That's the first time I heard that before, but I don't know. We're out in the middle of nowhere here in the country, so
I hadn't noticed.
I guess maybe people kind of think that, but...
You are kind of out here. This was one of those things where you turn around and go back about 3-4 times. I think we missed it. You turn around and you go back, but it's beautiful out here. Is this where you've pretty much grown up?
Yep, we've lived out here since 92, or 93, I think, but before that we were just up the road in the town in New Germany, which still is pretty small. Just went to school in Waconia. That was a little bit bigger town. And I had 180 people in my grade, so there was people there.
You do have a brother that races as well?
Yep, he started this year racing at Raceway Park in a late model also. But my younger brothers have always raced quarter midgets. That's where I started also. And
I remember
now,
you saying that,
yeah.
yes.
So Matt moved up to late model this year at Raceway, and I've been doing it for 5 years or so.
Right, so, and we did say, I know that at the track we talked a little bit about you wanting to move on to NASCAR. And do you have anybody that you really look up to, that when you watch you're like, that's kind of where I would like to see myself go, or I really like that person? Is there somebody like that?
Well, I always liked Dale Earnhardt, and then he passed away, but...
So don't follow in his footsteps, okay? Let's not go that route.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too good.
I think your mom's over there. I think she's, yeah, please, no. Did Dad race?
Yep,
Is that how it got the whole family started in this?
Yeah, he raced in the middle 80s and early 90s on dirt, and then after that we started with the quarter midgets.
Through the magic of television, here we are with Dad. This is John. And John, I understand that Jacob says this has been something that's sort of a tradition in this family, and you've done some racing yourself. And tell us how long you've been raced, or that you did race.
I raced cars for 5 years on a dirt track, like Jacob mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and all these trophies behind us on the wall are from your race days.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know that you said something about you used to race motorcycles as well, and everybody was far happier when you got into a car.
Yeah, I did okay on motorcycles, but I fell and hurt myself a few times.
Very dangerous, I would imagine. There's not quite... You think of a car as being a big piece of machinery that's something you could really get ruined in, but there's a lot of safety in those cars. When I was in there, you couldn't be packed in that car any tighter, and you've got helmets, and there's foam everywhere, and something to brace your neck and your head and everything. So I would imagine once you got in the cars, everybody probably breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I did myself. When I went into the corner the first time, we kind of rubbed a little bit, and I thought, wow, I didn't feel a thing. This is great. And it was good ever since, so, yeah.
Now you've got 2 sons that do this and a third one that's thinking of this. As the dad and pretty much the chief of the crew, do you feel like, oh my goodness, do you ever worry about them? Do you ever think, where's the next dime coming from to keep these boys in their car?
Yeah, I worry about the money sometimes, but getting hurt and all, well, it's always in your head, but I don't think about it,
Right.
I think they'll do good.
Do you have any tips that you give the boys? Since you raced for a while, do you find that Dad's got some good information for you at times?
My information's outdated.
But you said you didn't ever race the late models. You said something like a stock car?
Yeah.
Which would be comparable to what in
The Elko
race?
Thunder car.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be close to that.
It'd be close to the Thunder car.
I drove one of these cars out by Elko on a practice day. I thought I was going pretty fast, and when I come in, these guys were laughing at me. They said I wasn't fast, so...
Gee,
It
I don't
felt
know what that
fast.
feels like at all.
It felt like I was fast, and they also said I never left the lower groove, so I thought I was out by the wall.
Yeah, well,
But
I actually think I made it out by the outside wall, but it didn't matter because by the time you got there, you needed to be back in the
Yeah.
groove anyway. So I kind of started thinking, what's the point of the wall? I suppose that's where you're supposed to build speed, but that was kind of freaky, wasn't it? I mean, didn't you feel like you're in a fishtail constantly?
I thought I felt real good in the car, but I was slow. So
Yeah,
what I
well,
thought was good wasn't.
see, now I feel so much better. I really do. And we had Rob that day, and Rob was only concerned about just as soon as I get a little faster than her, then I'm going in. And I think he got like, what, 2 miles an hour
I
faster than
think
me.
he got lucky.
Yeah, I think he did too. So the family doesn't go on like camping trips or anything like that. We just come to the garage.
Pretty much this year with 2 cars. 2 cars is a lot of work. 1 car didn't seem too bad, and now with 2, you're always busy.
So, but you're together as a family all the time anyway. So this is kind of like you're always doing something as a family anyhow, but it's something everybody seems to enjoy. So it's nice that this family stays together, does things together. It probably keeps everybody very tightly knit together, which in turn keeps everybody out of trouble.
Yep, yeah, it does.
The nods are coming. That means yes.
Too busy working on the race cars to get in trouble most of the time. So.
Well, that's great. Thanks for having us out here. We'll be right back.
So I think we've had a pretty interesting day here on NASCAR Northern Style. We did some interviewing with, we met Jacob Gady and took a look at his shop. That was pretty cool.
You found out firsthand what a hoist is.
Right, I already knew that. I just need the viewers to feel comfortable with not knowing anything. Right. And if I pretend like I don't, then everybody's cool.
How about the phone number?
You go ahead.
Oh, you're going to give me the mic now. 952-461-7223 if you want to call Elko Speedway, or get online, www.elkospeedway.com.
We're here every Saturday morning at 10:30 right here on NASCAR Northern Style. I'm Christy Love.
I'm Rob Hahn. Thanks for joining us.
See you later.